56. Do you want to know why 56 is a very prominent number?
I can't wait. Why is it a very prominent number?
All right, listen. Hey, Dad. Dad, listen up, okay? Dad, why is the number 56 important to you and me? I'll give you a couple seconds. Da, 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 da,
Da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da,
dun.
da.
Lawrence Taylor, LT, Superman. Do you know who I'm
Oh,
talking about?
no.
Okay. For years, when I was a boy, okay, when I was a kid, I was in love with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jack Ham, Jack Lambert,
Okay.
Rocky Blyer, Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swan, all of them. I mean, I
Mhm,
love these guys, okay? Joe Green.
mhm.
At some point, that faded.
Okay.
Then my father had been arguably the world's biggest New York Giants fan.
Mhm, mhm.
He had to suffer through decade after decade of losses. And in the early 80s to the mid 80s, they hired an outside linebacker named Lawrence Taylor,
Okay.
who was affectionately known as LT or Superman,
Oh,
because what he did on the football field changed the game irreversibly. Lawrence Taylor in 1985-86 was what Dick Butkus was to the Chicago Bears in years back.
got it.
So,
Okay.
so for me, Lawrence Taylor, you can. If for those of you watching who don't know who Lawrence Taylor is, Google him. I don't care what he did off the field. I don't care about the hookers and the cocaine parties and the
Oh,
orgies and the crack den neighborhoods that he frequented. I don't care about that.
okay.
It would take 3 offensive linemen to
Oh,
stop one Lawrence Taylor.
gotcha.
What did that mean? That meant it opened up 2 other holes on the other end of the line for another giant to come through. Just Google, if anybody wants to know the devastating effect of Lawrence Taylor, Google Joe Theismann, Lawrence Taylor leg. That's it.
Okay.
Monday Night Football. It
Hmm.
was incredible.
Mhm.
Google that and watch it. Lawrence Taylor, he was a self-contained pack of wild dogs. He was insane.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and his number was 56.
56. All right, good. I'm going. His number had to have been
How's it
56.
tying in, Mike? Where are we going here, pal? And that's what it is.
Oh, how was your week? What's up?
This is Christmas week at the Kunda house.
Oh, dear God.
Yesterday I was Clark Griswold. I was
Oh,
out. Yeah, I had a tour yesterday, and so when I got home, it was about 1:30, and I went right out, and I had, the big gallon tubs, those giant gallon tubs. I don't know how many gallons are in them, but it's a lot. I don't know, 55-gallon tub or whatever.
yeah.
And so I had about 12 of them, and they're all filled with lights and decorations and wreaths and this and that. And so I think next week I'm gonna attempt. If you and I, here's what we're gonna do. Next week is Thanksgiving, right? So
Mhm.
Stacy, I'm thinking you and I will just do a 20-minute little thing for next Thursday, because
Okay.
nobody's gonna watch us next Thursday. I know that, right?
Right. True,
Thanksgiving.
true, true.
But for those of you that stick around, I'm going to take my little table here and my laptop. I'm going to sit out in my front yard with the house in back of me. I
Yes.
think I think that's the way to do this show. Okay. I love my house. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so I think
Nice.
that's what we're gonna do. So
Cool.
I spent a lot of time doing the bushes and doing the
Mhm.
house and all those things. So that was my big. I spent a lot of time, but I had built up to that.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the culmination of it, but I've been doing it for 2 weeks because I've been very busy with tours, and so I have to fit it in where I can.
Mhm.
More importantly, Stacy, I would like to ask you,
Oh
how's
God.
your hair?
Uh, my hair is in desperate need of attention.
Why?
Yeah.
What is wrong? You look wonderful. What is wrong with your hair? Talk to us.
Thank you. Well, I'm gonna be 50, and my hair is a darker brown. It's like more like my eyebrows, and so no surprise that my blonde is paid for. And now it's a battle between brown roots and white stripes.
Oh,
So I'm like, oh my God. So I found this hairdresser when I got here,
yeah.
and she's lovely. Her name is Trisha, and I've been going to her for a few months. She's now moving to Bowling Green, which is an hour and 20 minutes for me. And I'm praying to God she doesn't watch this episode. Actually, oh yeah, because this episode will be out. I'm gonna have to break up with her. I love Trisha
Oh.
so much. She's a sweetheart, but I cannot travel an hour and 20 minutes one way to get my hair done. So that's it. That's I shouldn't say
So
that.
what will you do now? Now stay
Yeah.
here. Let me address something. Stacy, you and I have had private conversations, and I'm going to expose some of those conversations right now. You have been very concerned that you think no one's going to want to hear some of your stories.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. I think what you're concerned with right now, millions of women around the world, not American, not
Yeah.
Canadian or
Right.
Mexican or Indian or Australian. I think around the world,
Mhm.
women struggle with the grays coming through. So
Mhm.
what will you do? Will you do it yourself? Will you find someone new? Tell
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. So it's so funny enough, my dogs got their hair done because they have hair, not fur. So they got to get cut every 6 weeks or so. And,
Yeah.
and then this is funny. She says to me, this is when you know your roots are bad, because she said, so I know you're new to town. Have you found a new hairdresser? I'm
Ah,
like, oh, thanks. I'm like, yeah. Are they pretty
wow.
bad? So yeah, they're pretty bad.
Wow.
Anyway, she told me of someone that she goes to, and she is also a fake blonde like me. And she gave me her hairdresser's name. So that was very
All right.
nice,
So
but
you
it was
gotta
kind of fun.
so
Mhm.
you unlike the Titanic, you have more than enough dinghies to get you through.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So no, it's just I don't know. I'm in the middle of just this is like we said, this is just the chapter of my life. I'm just taking care of my
Yeah.
parents, and aging parents are it's a new little challenge every week, with whether it be following their financials or keeping up with their
Yeah.
appointments, or trying to just sometimes just their emotional neediness. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's
Right.
the other thing. They're very uncertain of everything. So they need a lot of reassurance. So these are the things that I'm dealing with right now with them.
Stacy, I recently read a book where it talks about um, dealing with elderly parents.
Yeah.
It talks greatly about beating them, humiliating
Mm.
them, putting them in a corner with a dunce hat,
Yeah.
and just making fun of them and mocking them. Now, is that what you're doing, or do you have a different take on it?
Oh my god.
No, is
Always
that
always with the left left
yeah, left
field.
field. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I know. No. You know, it, I don't want to minimize them by saying this, but it's like little kids. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
sure.
It is like little
Yeah.
kids, in a more dignified manner, of course. And then when you're the child becoming sort of the parent in a way, and just my dad, he
Yeah.
he wants to check the bank every single day. He has a little savings account. He wants to check it every single day. I'm like, dad,
Right,
it
right.
hasn't changed since yesterday. And
Yeah.
I don't think he's remembering from day to day that he's just, but it's his thing. That's his thing, to make sure everything's in order, and it makes him feel grounded. So
Now, I don't think a lot of people know your parents live with you.
they do. They do. So
Yes.
that was part of the move. Number one, none of us have tolerance for the cold. So we're like, we're out of here. We're going to
Okay.
Tennessee.
Okay.
And last week it was 81 degrees here, when in the Northeast it was like 35. So I'm not a
Yeah.
mean person, but in my head I was like, haha, you're all freezing up there, and it's
Right,
81
right,
degrees.
right.
And you know, I've as they've been getting older, I've been driving to their house, and it was becoming nearly daily. And so
Yeah.
I said, we want to get warm, and I need to find a house that has an in-law. And it's better
Yeah.
than that. We're on the top floor,
Yep.
and then the basement is completely finished. It has 3 small bedrooms, 2 baths, a full kitchen. It is a full apartment down there.
Right, right.
So, and if there's an issue, mom just, Stace! She yells at the Stace! I'm like, ah! I go running.
So when I come down for a visit, there's a bedroom?
Yeah, so we have 3 bedrooms up here as well.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
should
I
send
want a
you.
bedroom by your dad though, because I want to have like some type. Will your dad have like some type of a whiskey with me and we'll talk about life?
Oh, he'll have a Manhattan with you. Yes,
Great.
yes, yeah.
Great. Okay. So that's what I want to do. When I come for a visit,
Oh,
that
yeah.
I want to stay downstairs. So when I stumble drunkenly to the bedroom, I don't have to worry about steps.
Right, that's a
Yeah, I'm
good
not good
point.
with steps after a few drinks.
No, they would love it, and they have their own little guest room, we have ours up here, but yeah,
Nice.
no, this house is perfect. It's perfect for what we needed.
You know,
Yep.
Stacy, I am going to take a very short, quick, serious note. So many kids today, and when I mean, I'm 54, I'm a kid to my parents. You're a kid to your parents,
Right.
and so, but so many kids, they don't necessarily have their parents' best issue at heart. They put them
Mhm,
in like an old folks retirement home or whatever,
mhm,
and
mhm.
so what you're doing. It's not only very noble, but it's also very beautiful. You know,
Thank you.
to have your parents are very, very lucky to have such a wonderful daughter to take care of them now that they're a little bit older. And as
Mhm.
that time progresses, that's a big deal. That
Yeah,
really is a big deal.
thank you.
Um,
Mm.
no, 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 you're welcome. No, no, no thanks needed. Um, so and same thing here. You know, I don't know what parent is going to need the extra bedrooms here in our
Right,
house first, whether it's Sue's mom or my mom and dad.
right.
But I have a feeling somebody's going to be living here
Yeah,
at some point for some
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to that, and I'm going to ask you some advice in the future about that.
Oh,
So
of course. Are you kidding? Absolutely, I'm always around, you know that.
now, now let me ask you something. Have you ever been to Tulsa, Oklahoma?
No, but I wanna go now.
You want to go now? Okay. Stacy, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Sylvester Stallone, our mutual like best
Yay.
friend, like impresario. This is a guy that we just love. Okay, what did you think of Tulsa King on Paramount Plus? Go.
Yeah, excellent. It was excellent. I was so happy. He's wanted this role for so long, you know what I mean? And people aren't always very nice to him, and so there was nothing I wanted more than for him to just be believable because
Right,
he's
right.
loved this character. I mean, he tells the story about, auditioning for The Godfather and you know what I
Yeah,
mean, all those things. So this is his moment to finally harness it and he just went in 110%. I felt the tension. To me
really.
yeah, that scene at the dining room table and he didn't even want those guys standing behind him.
Yeah,
That
right.
I don't know, that tension I was like, "Oh, I that
Yeah.
felt very real to me." I just thought he did good and yeah, I was just thrilled for him. Yeah.
So when I was watching it, I kept saying it's before. I have to say, I'm not going to talk about the show at this second. Before that, I watched many, many interviews about Sly, as we all did.
Mm.
And I saw this thread that Sly had been saying from episode to from interview to interview. And he said, I never played a mob guy before. I tried out for The Godfather and they told me I wasn't Italian enough. The
Can you
casting
imagine?
director, right? The man who made the phrase Italian stallion a household name is
Right,
not Italian enough. I mean, what the hell is that?
right.
So okay. He says he never played a mobster before. And of course, my life has all been about Sylvester Stallone movies. And I
Mm.
go, Sly, before Rocky, you were in Capone with Ben Gazzara.
Right.
Ben Gazzara played Capone. You played Frank the Enforcer Nitty.
Mhm,
I go,
mhm,
mob guy. Okay.
mhm.
Then going through the years, you played Fist. He was not a mob guy, but he rubbed
Right,
up elbows with mobsters.
right.
So okay, then you get to like Oscar, you get to Get Carter. He was
Yeah.
a mob guy in both of he was a mob don in Oscar. He was
True. Mhm.
a collector, leg breaker for whatever in Get Carter, which by the way, we're
Good.
gonna do a whole episode on Get Carter.
So
Get
good.
Carter is one of
Mhm.
my favorite movies he's ever done. Vastly underrated. Love the look. Now,
Yeah.
I'm watching
Tulsa
Tulsa
King.
King. Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you. I almost forgot what the hell the name of it was. I got a million thoughts in my mind. So I'm watching Tulsa King, and I see the pushback hair, I see the goatee, and I see the suit. Now, it wasn't the same suit in Get Carter, but I'm like,
Right.
this is Jack Carter if
Yeah.
he stayed along those lines.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
Jack Carter.
interesting, right?
Instead
That's
of the
interesting.
black pushback and the
Mhm.
goatee, right? This
Mhm.
is Jack Carter. And I thought, wow. So so I'm watching the show and I enjoyed it very, very much. Anything Sly does, I'm always happy with
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
I cannot wait to continue watching and see what happens over the next,
Yeah.
9 episodes. And if nothing else, I simply love Sly for stretching, trying something
Yeah.
he's wanted to do. So now I come back to all those interviews he's been doing, and he said, I've never played a mob guy before. And I'm like, no, Sly, are you forgetting all your other movies? And then I thought two things. One, he is promoting a movie,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
He's
Right.
promoting a movie.
Mhm.
So he's got to say those big statements.
Yep.
And okay, I get that. But the other thing is, he was, even though he was the main guy in Get Carter and Oscar and all that, he wasn't like the Scorsese Goodfellas
Grand,
guy.
yes.
Yeah, he
Yes.
wasn't that guy.
Mhm,
He
mhm.
was never ever that type of a mob guy.
Yeah.
And this is Sly's take on that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I saw he did it several interviews, and one of them he goes, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, they did it to death.
Yeah.
The mob look. He goes, he goes, I don't want to do that. I don't
Mhm.
want to emulate what they've already done.
Mhm.
I want to do something different. How am I going to do it different? So he infused a fair portion of Sylvester Stallone as Dwight Manfredi,
Yeah.
Dwight the General Manfredi. And I am very, very, very interested to see how it evolves between him and Tyler Sheridan.
Yeah.
Because I think this is going to be a beautiful marriage, and I hope the series comes out on DVD so I can watch it at my
Yeah.
leisure over and over and over.
Mhm.
And I'm
Mhm.
very excited about it.
Yeah. And you made a point before we started, the supporting actors are dynamite. I mean, so
Yeah,
believable. So
yeah.
believable.
The
Mhm.
the the guy at the bar, who's
Yes.
the bartender. I don't
Yes.
know his name. I apologize, and I don't know his character's name or the actor's name.
Mhm.
I love this guy.
Mhm.
There is something about him that I feel is like Kevin Costner's son,
Oh, neat. Yeah.
Casey.
Yeah. Yes.
Casey, they're
Mhm.
very similar.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Gotcha.
there's something there that I like. And I
Yeah.
like Sly's driver. I don't know
Yes.
what the kid's name is. I like him.
Yeah.
And I like Bodie, the
Bodhi's
weed guy. I like Bodie because he's like, what's going on here? I don't know. I didn't have any problems. You're my only problem. What are you protecting me from?
That's the funniest thing. He's like, there was no
Yeah.
threat until you came along. Like, dude.
I just knocked out your security guard. You think I'm from the government? You think I'm an accountant? I loved it. I loved it. I did.
It was good. It was good. Oh, and then my ratings here. So I did this little post.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
how did
like,
it go? How did that turn out?
it did good. So I probably bog down everybody's Instagram, but I usually double post on my personal and on the Rocky Files. But it's about 78-80%. Everyone said great or epic. So I was really happy that,
Yeah.
that he scored that high. And anyone
Right.
who said just okay or good is getting blocked. So you've been warned.
Just okay. Who is the
Get out of
horrific?
here.
Who is the moron that wrote that? Stacy,
What's this? Yeah,
Stacy, let's get a
we're gonna
technique in.
dox you.
Yeah, let's find their addresses. Let's get them.
You're out of here. Anyway.
Stacy, are we talking about Tulsa King all day today, or do we have a guest?
We have a guest who was
Who
at an epic event.
who who, who is our guest today?
Jess Morelli was at the Rocky Run.
Yes, Morelli.
she's here with us, and she is going to tell us about her experience. And she has 2 announcements. I'm going to
Does
let
she
her get.
really?
She does. She has
Is
something.
she here?
She's here. Hang on.
Bring her in.
Yay!
Hey, there she is.
Hello.
Look at her.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Wow. So
Long time no see.
I know.
Right?
We're less than 24 hours since
That's
I've
right.
seen you.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
You know,
Look.
Stacy, yesterday I'm doing my tour as I do most days.
Yes.
I'm just driving around, and I'm telling my little Rocky stories. Boop, boop, boop. And we're driving through the Italian market, and I'm at the last possible corner, right at the light by George's Cheesesteaks. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and I had the windows down for like 75% of the market. Okay. And I'm yelling out to my friends that work, the vendors there and everything. And so now I put the windows up.
Yeah.
And as the last window comes up, I hear this. Why? I'm like, somebody yelling Mike? Because everybody yells Rocky. Nobody
Right.
they don't know my name there. They just
Yeah.
yell Rocky. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I thought somebody was yelling Mike, and it sounded very familiar. So I got the light. I was stuck at the red light, and I'm going on bibbity bobbity boop, telling my story to the people in the van, and I see this black and white blur running along the sidewalk, and Jess has this winter coat on. She's got this headband, and it's this black headband. It's like this, and for half a second, I'm like, the hell? And I'm like, oh, that's Jess. Oh my God. So I said, I put the window, what are you doing here? And she said, I wonder if we're gonna see Mike. Jess, tell him what you thought.
Well, at first my aunt, she was down with us her second time, and she yelled, she's like, hey, I think that's Mike's van, which I don't know how you can miss it. It's got your logo next to it.
Yeah,
so then I run up to the window, and afterwards I realized that probably wasn't a good idea. The people in the back probably thought, who is this crazy coming through the window?
They loved it.
Good.
Her dad stuck his arm in the window, shook my hand, tells them, this guy's the best.
Yeah.
The best. And they're like, wow, who's that? And so I explained to them. And so whenever you get something like that, see, you can't quantify that. You can't plan that. It just happens. When something like that happens so organically, it's so sweet and wonderful. And I had such a nice conversation with your dad, Jess, that he's such a lovely guy. We were sitting at the Panera Bread at the corner of 12th and Arch, and we really I don't know. I mean, the time flew.
Yeah, it did. It really did. It was great.
It really, really did. As a matter of fact, Stacy, did I send you any video of that moment?
Yes, you did. Hopefully.
I did? All right. Stacy, here I am, intrepid reporter on the street. I just got done doing a few tours today, and I am sitting here with our guest, who we're going to be talking to in just a few minutes. Yes, that's right, Jess Morelli. She's here with me. Jess, say hello.
Hi.
Well, today has been just a very busy day for Jess. She had to go over and get her packet because why are you here in Philly?
For the Rocky Run.
The Rocky Run. Can you believe that? Stacy, we got to get you out here for the Rocky Run.
That's right.
Jess, are you excited about tomorrow?
Oh, I can't wait. It'll be my 7th Rocky Run.
I don't even run to the bathroom nowadays. Now, Jess, tell us, what kind of training have you done up to this point?
Let's see. Some Orange Theory classes in the morning. Worked on my outfit. That's the most important part.
Wow. You were talking about a skilled, dedicated runner here, okay? Stacy, I don't know. We're going to have the best interview today when we bring her on in just a few minutes. Listen, what do we always say? Keep punching. Bye, Stace.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh.
So my question is, what the hell is Orange Theory?
Oh.
I have no. You said that to me.
What you're about to ask there.
I'm like, Orange Theory, like an orange sickle. What is it? What are we talking about?
It's just a workout class. They do different things. It's treadmill, rowers, and then they do free weights, TRX bands, different things like that. So my friend and I are keeping ourselves accountable, and we meet in the morning and go. So.
Well, when you walked in, I saw you walking down with your family on the sidewalk, and of course you did the whole window thing. It was great because I was sitting right in the window facing everything. Like, oh, and I thought, wow, what are you doing to keep in shape to train for this Rocky Run? I mean, you look fantastic. And
Well,
so
thank you.
you're welcome. But why is it called orange?
So they have, well, all the lights are orange, but they have, it's based
Oh.
off of your heart rate. So
Okay.
there's different, I guess, thresholds. So you have a resting heart rate, or your warm up, and then your push, and then your all out. And they want you to have your heart rate within your push and your all out for so many minutes for the workout. And
Yeah.
the push is the color orange. So it's just kind of a metric, and it's color coded.
I gotcha. It's kind
Yeah.
of like goat yoga. Yeah, or hot yoga or whatever. Okay. Listen, I have a few questions for you, but before I get into anything, I want to know behind you.
Yes.
You have got the very brilliant paintings of our mutual friend John Rivoli.
That's
Tell
right.
us what's behind you, and tell us what did you get at the Rocky Run.
Okay, I'm strategically placed in the middle to keep it a secret.
A secret. Wonderful.
So first, I'm going to go back a little bit. My first Rocky Run was 2016. Went with a friend and had no idea what to expect. But then a year later, I went, and that's when I got my first Rivoli painting, which is over my shoulder that way.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna.
Yes.
Can I move? Can I?
Oh,
go
yeah.
closer so I can- Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bear with me a sec. Sorry for the movement.
That's all right.
Okay. So first, I have that one,
Nice.
John's.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, woo. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Oh,
so then
nice.
this is from
Aw.
this year. Let's see
Beautiful.
here.
Wow.
Last year.
Ah, you got that one too, huh?
Butt kick.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Here we are.
Beautiful.
And then, of course, this was from last year, which was a big
Isn't-
year.
Isn't that something?
And then last but not least, my own original
Aw.
Rivoli painting.
Oh my God.
I still have plastic on it. I'm not taking that off until I get a proper frame for it.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful. You know, Jess, I need to know what went through your head when he gave that to you, when you saw that.
I was shocked.
Were
I
you
wasn't-
really?
I was. I wasn't sure what to expect. He had it in a cardboard box, and there was a yellow ribbon on top of it, and it was all taped up, and it said "fragile" all over it. And he said, "Jess, come here," because this was after the run at his tent.
Mhm.
And I said, I came up and I walked over, and he said, "This is for you. Your parents were a part of this. They had a special request. I was happy to do it." And I wasn't, like, again, I still wasn't sure what it was, because never in a million years did I expect him to paint something like that for me.
Yeah.
And so I opened it, and there it was, and I immediately teared up. And John, I don't even really remember everything that he said. We have video of it. We have video of it, because I was just so in shock.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. But yeah, and he said it took him, over 3 months. Mike, you were involved a little bit. You were sneaky with it too.
Stacy, I don't even know if I told you, Stacy, about this. So here's the thing. John calls me up and he goes, Stacy's or
Jess.
I'm sorry, Jess's family. I know. Jess's family contacted me to do this painting. And he goes, I really want to do it. But the problem is, he goes, she's got the mask on.
Yeah.
So this is taken from a picture, which, Jess, I want you to tell. There you go.
Mhm.
I'll come back to my part of this.
Okay.
Tell us about that picture, Stacy or Jess. This is something I really want to hear.
Okay. So last year I went to the run. I went a few days early, knowing that the Rocky IV director's cut was coming out. So my mom and my aunt and I decided we'll go early. We'll make it a girls' trip. I had bought tickets just to a theater, in downtown Philly, and we were planning to go. So the first night we got there, we had reservations at Victor's Cafe. So I hadn't been to Victor's. I had been there on the tour with Mike, but I had never eaten there. So we ate there and we were walking around, taking pictures, at where he has his quote to, or his speech to his son, because that's my favorite part. So, we were outside walking around, and there was a resident that lived close by. He was walking his dog, and he said, yeah, I think there's a Stallone event here tomorrow. There's supposed to be a big bus, and it's supposed to be all of Stallone guys. So we're like, oh, that's interesting. So we kind of looked at each other and we said, okay, what are we going to do with that information? so we decided the next day we were just going to camp out. We were going to wait for him. If we saw him, great. So we decided, we got up early the next day. We were walking over to where the VIP event was for Rocky IV Director's Cut, which is next to the Ritz-Carlton, I believe it was, Mike.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're walking by, they have everything set up, and I see John standing out there with Lucy, and they're videoing, to promote that he was there and, excited and everything. Yeah. So I walked over to John and I reintroduced myself because I had met him with my dad the year prior and we had talked to him for a while. Mm-hmm. So, of course I was gushing over and giving him compliments on the new artwork I knew he had released for that year. And he told me, he said, yeah, Stallone will be at Victor's Cafe. He's going to be doing something for the veterans. And I had told him, I said, yeah, we kind of heard that. We were going to, we were heading that way now. So we went over there and basically sat across the street. There's a smoothie or a cafe across the street that has
Green Eggs.
Yes. Thank you. So we hung out at Green Eggs. They have some of those outdoor seatings. We bought a smoothie and just, sat there and camped out.
Smart girl.
Yeah. So his security guard was walking around. There were multiple of them, obviously making sure that they had everything under control and just trying to figure out where he was coming through. And I made a few comments to a few of them, just kind of asking, is Stallone coming? And they wouldn't give a direct answer. So we decided, we're just going to wait it out anyways. He's got to be with all of the security and,
right.
The dark cars, everything else. So we waited for quite a while. And my mom finally asked one of the security guards and said, is he on his way? And he didn't say anything. He just kind of smirked at her. He was very nice. He could have just said, no, he's never coming, but he just smirked at her. And we, so we all decided, okay, it's worth it. We're waiting. So a few minutes later, my aunt and my mom are on one side of the street next to Victor's Cafe, and I'm on the other, just depending on where he got out. We're hoping at least one of us would see him walk out and go to the back alley of the building. And he gets out on their side of the street, goes around his car door, because they're telling him, they're saying, oh, we're a huge fan. My niece is over there. My mom's saying my daughter's over there. She's a huge fan, and they kept their distance. They were very calm. It was just the three of us over there. And he went around the car door and walked towards them to have a conversation. So he could have turned around the other way, gone in the back, just gave us a wave, nothing. But instead like I said, he went around the car door, walked up. I walked across the street.
Look at that.
There's my aunt and I and Stallone. So we stood there and talked to him for several minutes. And I mean, it was amazing. Like I said,
what do you tell him? What do you tell him, Jess?
Yeah. What was the conversation?
I think I told you, Mike, my mom videoed everything, thankfully, because I blacked out.
I understand.
She videoed and took photos, but I just told him how, my dad and we watched the movies together when I was young. That was like our thing. Mm-hmm. And I grew up watching him. I'm still a huge fan. I've been coming to the Rocky runs, and just, thanked him for his movies and what they mean to everyone. And just, the big moments that they've been in my life. And then, like I said, the relationship and that thing my dad and I have because of him. Yeah. And he just looked at me, like you can see in that other photo of him and I just talking. I'm Italian, so my hands are going, but
I love it. Yeah.
But yeah, so he just listened, and he responded and said, I love that. Thank you. I do remember that. So that was great. And And like I said, he stood there. I mean, I stood with my arm around him, his around mine, the entire time we were talking. And he just listened intently. And then I thanked him for stopping. And my aunt did as well, and my mom. And he went into the building. And then we had some tears, obviously, because I was shaking. We were all
it's a
so
big
excited.
moment.
It is. It was, I mean, it was incredible for him. Like I said, knowing that he was promoting the director's cut and had such a long and busy schedule those few days, for him to take even just a few minutes to come around and talk to us.
Right.
So, and then even when he came back out, he waved to us when he got in the car, and then he drove by and waved to us through the window. So it was incredible.
And it's not like you were home free when you were there, because when you were there, I'm not going to name any names, but there are people that are the gatekeepers that are trying to keep you at bay. They're trying to push you back. No, get it back. And I understand that. I know, because knowing Sylvester the way that I know him, he is very accommodating to his fans. He will take the time. But the problem with that for him is that he's on a schedule.
Right.
And he wants to give you the best of what he has to offer in that moment. But he's got to go inside the Victor Cafe, and he's got to do this and perform and do that.
Right.
So he has to hire people to keep him on schedule.
Right.
At the same time, he's fighting those very people because he wants to come to you. He wants to talk to you because he is very aware of his stature. He's very aware of how his own personality will affect other people. So when you go back and if he didn't do any of that, he knows you'll go home. You're like, Sly didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
He didn't give a crap. And he doesn't want that. He understands that. And
that was kind of in the back of my head too, as we were, kind of making comments, asking his security guards and just trying to feel out the situation. Cause here I was thinking, I was almost getting a little bit upset because I didn't want to think he's not going to give me the time of day, or he might be, even though obviously he's a busy man, it would be his right not to do that. But it still would have affected me. I don't know. So I was grateful, but
Jess, you don't understand. This is the same concern Sue had years ago, decades ago, when I was Sly Moves. We were going to the book signing, and she was terrified. Sly was going to be some arrogant buffoon who looked at me as a joke, because she knew that would break my spirit irreversibly. But he didn't do that.
Right, exactly.
He didn't do that. He was who he is, and it changed everything for me. So now Rivoli calls me.
Yes.
Rivoli calls me and he goes, Mike, Jess's parents, they want me to do this painting, but she's got the goddamn mask on. He goes,
right.
I don't know what her lips look like. I don't know what her jawline looks like. And I go, okay, John, I think I can help you with this. Hey, Jess, what's up? I don't even remember the BS reason I texted you. Why did I tell you I needed a picture of you?
You said it was for something for the podcast. You were doing something about people who had met him. Yes. Yeah. And to me, I was like, Mike's not, it wasn't, I didn't have a flag that went up. I was like, okay, I'll do it. Like, I would like to have that version too. So I'm fine with it.
Stacy, she sends me like 9 pictures of her and at the time her fiance or boyfriend, fiance, boyfriend. And so she's looking up at him nearly exactly as she's looking at Sly.
Perfect.
With the mask.
Yeah. Yes.
So I get the pictures. I send them to Johnny.
Yep.
And John goes, oh, Mike, this is beautiful. And then he does his thing, which nobody can do what John Rivoli does. Nobody. All right. Yeah. Anyways, she gets a painting. My only regret, I had a gig. I thought when I was with Rivoli the day before, and I was telling him, I got tours tomorrow. But it was, there it is. Look at that picture. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I love that. I was telling John how I had tours and I couldn't be there. it wasn't a tour that I had. It was a Rocky gig I had from 11 until 2 or 3. So I was at the convention center performing as Rocky. And I remember saying to myself at the end of the race, oh boy, I'm looking at the time on my phone, like, she's got to have the painting by now. I wonder what her reaction was. And I'm so glad they took pictures. Honestly, this is just brilliant.
Well, we have video of the whole moment too.
Oh,
all right. Let me ask you, Stacy. Here's a problem I have with Jessica Morelli. All right, I have a problem with her.
Oh, okay. Let's hear this.
Yeah, it's really eating at me. She has this great video, couple of videos for a year. She doesn't put it on Instagram. She doesn't put it on social media. I'm like, Jess, put it out there. People will love this. I'm telling you, between me and Rivoli, us reposting it, Sly's going to see it, and I promise you, he's going to repost it because it's a great moment. I'm telling you. I know about these things, all right?
Yeah. And if you send them to me, I can pop them in right here.
Yeah. You take pictures. Jessica.
Here she is. Hello. Nice to see you. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hello, Mr. Stallone.
Hi, Mr. Stallone.
Hello.
My niece is a huge fan.
That's right. We're going to see the movie tonight.
We're going to see the movie tonight. We're from St. Louis. We come just to see the Rocky Run and to see this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you see the movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
My niece Jessica is a huge fan. She just.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll keep her distance. That's my daughter is your biggest fan.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Sly does follow the Rocky Files, so he'll see. So that's 3 ways he's going to see it, okay?
Yeah.
Jess,
You're right. You're right.
I know. Of course I'm right. I know about these things. By the way, John Rivoli, I was just talking to him right before we start the podcast. He sends his love and hopes you're doing well.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. Such a great guy.
Jessica. Yeah. Your family, you have a good family. You have a pretty special family.
I cried enough this week.
Now you're going to find out why they want my number and text me. So, this is from your family.
Okay.
For you.
Oh my God. That is so cool. Thank you.
Original.
Thank you. Can I take it out? I'm
Of
afraid
course.
to touch it.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
You know, you had a mask on. It wasn't so easy
I know.
painting, was it?
Well, yeah, here's the picture.
I know. Well, that's a better version of it.
Oh my gosh. Right?
It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
This was a labor of love.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as they came to me, I was like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Thank you. Look at that. So much better.
Oh my God! Oh
I
my
really-
God! That's exactly your
I
profile.
really
Oh
wanted to capture
my
that
God!
look on your face
Yes.
because you were just like, that was a moment for you.
That is so cool.
That was and
incredible.
look, and him too. He's got quite an expression.
Yeah.
Because I've
signed it,
studied this
right?
photo now a lot.
Yeah.
And he's looking at you like he just can't believe the power of rock.
God.
Like he's just, but in his mind, like I still can't believe this.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's incredible.
You signed it?
Okay.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
sure.
It's all signed and varnished. You'll see when you take it out. It's really shiny. It's got everything on it. Yeah.
I know. The detail is incredible. The colors, everything.
I'd love to know what Stallone's thinking.
I don't know.
He has a particular look on his face looking at you, right?
I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
No, you guys are wonderful. What a wonderful idea.
Thank you so much.
I was so happy.
Thank you
to
so
do that. I
much.
couldn't wait, to do it.
I seen it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Not in person.
Very cool.
It was an honor to do it. Thank you. We're gonna do limited edition prints, so.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, that day that I met him, right after I walked away. So I called my dad, I called my then boyfriend, who's now my fiance. I called everyone to tell them. And as I'm walking down the street, I get a phone call from John. And I answer it, and he said, "Hey, how's your day going?" And I said, "Well, you'll never believe it. I'm just walking away from meeting Stallone." And he says, "Wow." He goes, "Well, your day's about to get even better." And I just kind of was shocked. I didn't say anything. And he said, "Do you want to be my date tonight to the VIP event at the live Q&A showing?" I was like, again, blacked out after that. I'm like, I don't know how the conversation ended. So then my mom, aunt, and I spent the afternoon, because I'm packing just Rocky stuff, just sweats, warm things for Philly. And so we go to that Macy's there by City Hall and find an outfit, because next thing I knew, I was going to the VIP event with Mike and then Robert, and I met Burt Young there.
Yeah.
It was
Yes,
incredible.
you did.
It was incredible.
We had the best time.
It was
we
so
really
fun.
did. And then after we went for drinks, after the whole thing, we were just sitting there. And remember, I told you, Sue and I got one drink each.
Yeah.
And our drink, I think our drink came to $92 for two drinks. It was this swanky thing where the average age was like 24, right?
Wow.
Like I didn't belong there.
We're in these lounge couches.
Yeah, the lounge, and I need. So this is so stupid. So I'm looking for Stacy. You have to picture it's one of these swanky couches in this lounge. 20-foot ceilings.
Oh.
It's dark. The big windows in back of like Jess, John, and Robert, Sue, and then me. And so we're looking at all these 20-somethings coming in, and there's these like fire pits in the bar, and it's all just very modern. Okay,
Right.
And I'm looking on this couch for little throw pillows to put behind for my back because I'm uncomfortable. I can't. Yeah, I'm just an old man. Like I don't belong here. But like I see Jess, and she's all about vitality and youngness and everything. and I'm trying to be really cool because I had already been humiliated at the front door trying to get in. You all know that story, okay?
No, we know.
Jess was front row. She saw it.
I thought nothing of it. I was mad at them for treating you like that.
I know, but it happened. People think I make this up. This was true. I mean, I was humiliated. Anyways, so we had such a wonderful time. Jess, you were walking back with us, right? For a little bit to the hotel. Were you staying at the DoubleTree or no?
No. So I ended up getting I think like an Uber cab.
Oh,
from
did you?
there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was a little bit further away. But John waited with me, and then you guys, because Robert had his daughter there as well. So I think
he did.
You guys you walked towards the hotel. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to recall. When you get a little older, Jess, your brain starts.
Right.
You can't remember things.
It's funny because I always, after I tell the story about Stallone, I tell everyone, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get older. And by the time I'm telling that story, I'm going to say, yeah, we had lunch together. We were hanging out.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You pen pals. I mean,
right.
It's just amazing. Now, listen, before I want to talk to you about the Rocky run itself, what you felt, what the morning of when the gun goes off to run and all of that. I want to talk about what happened to you at the top of the Rocky steps. But before that, excuse me, I want to ask you something. I know I asked you on the tour, but it's been a few years. What is it about Rocky that you love so much?
I think it's just the story of the strength and the grit, and the even though he kind of lost sight of himself through some of his harder times, he still was true to himself and still kind of fought back and found love along the way, and kept true to who he was. And there was always that the strength and the momentum that he found within himself, even if it wasn't easy, to keep going, keep moving forward.
Yes.
And I don't know, I really think that just resonates, that you can put it into so many different situations in life, whether it be something extreme or something small. There's always a way to fit it within what you're going through.
Right.
Perfect.
Oh, well said.
It's so true.
Thanks.
It's so true.
Well said. Stacy, what are your thoughts so far on all of this?
Well, she gets it, and you emulate
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And I just, you're so young, and I say it all the time, but it just warms my heart when young people discover Rocky and sort of
Yeah.
embed it into their lives and really get it. Because not everybody gets it, and so it's just nice that you've sort of subscribed to that as a philosophy, and you've applied it to so many moments. My favorite moment, if I can go on to the top of the steps.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, talk about husband points already. I was
Incredible.
like, yeah, okay, so let's talk about this moment right here.
Okay.
Love this.
Uh-oh.
So this was Friday morning. So that is Brad, my fiance. So we live in Missouri. His family has hunting property. They are avid hunters. Ironically, I'm a vegetarian. We have deer hanging on the wall, so take that as it is. But
Wow.
So this is opening season for rifle season for deer hunting. Yeah. And Thursday night he says, okay, I'm gonna head to the farm early. My dad and I have to fix the tractor. We got to work on some of our stands. I think nothing of it. I said, okay, have good luck, have fun. So he left Thursday night. Friday we get to Philly early in the morning. So it's my parents, my aunt that came with us last year, my best friend Taylor, who's gone with me a few times as well, and then my brother. And it is pouring in Philly. So we take an Uber to the steps, and every time when we go to pick up our packet pickup, we stop at the statue, we get our photos, we do the stairs, and then we walk around behind the building of the art museum and do our packet pickup. So we're at the statue and it just starts downpouring. And I think my mom said it. She goes, well, let's just go ahead and do the stairs. So we start walking. I have a poncho on. I mean, just soaked. And as we're going up, I look at my dad. I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this later? It's pouring out. Let's do it when we can, actually see and go from there. And he kind of played along with it. And then we got to that, like almost to the second level before the very top. And I kind of looked up, and looking back on it now, Brad was standing there with an umbrella, and he's got a mustache. I mean, it's easy to see. And I kind of saw a mustache, and I looked, but I never thought he would be there. So I didn't register that was him. And then I looked up again, and he moved the umbrella. I was like, what are you doing here? And so he started walking down. Everybody's filming, and he starts to quote Rocky and asking me, what are you doing for the rest 40 to 50 years?
Oh.
And gets down on one knee and proposes. And there it is. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Yeah.
This
Incredible.
is adorable. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have to tell
It
you,
was-
I met this guy. Okay, I met him. He hung out with us at the Panera Bread. We're sitting there. This guy's okay. He's all right.
Yeah.
I think he's quite good
Yeah.
for Jess.
Yeah.
Look
Well,
at that.
I don't know. I should have sent it, and I still can, but we were in Florida with my family in September, and he wore the her Rocky, and I wore his Adrian.
Nice.
Oh, did
shirts.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Send
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Send it.
I
We're gonna
will.
put it right here.
Here.
Yes.
I will.
Here.
I will. But yeah, so he loves it. I mean, I bought the new Rivoli painting for Rocky to put in our basement because we have, kind of a projector screen set up, so kind of like a movie area. So we're gonna put that down there as well. So yeah, he's great. But like I said, never in a million years that I think he was missing hunting season. I asked him, I said, "Is your dad mad? Like that you're missing?"
Wow.
Obviously he wasn't, but
Oh, that's great.
yeah, incredible.
You'll be arrested real quick.
Yeah.
Oh my God, these chairs, I don't remember them being this many. Why are we so doing this now? I'm out of breath. What are you doing?
What are you doing the next 40 to 50 years?
Stop it.
So what is it about a Rocky run? When do you decide? Or you did 7 of them, right?
Yes, one virtual. Yep.
Okay,
For
so
2020, yeah.
So you do this one now. What it goes through your mind that says I'm going to do the one now in 2022?
Honestly, just because it's fun and it's just kind of warming to be around so many other Rocky fans. Like it's every time I go, I'm amazed at how many people are there from young to old.
Right.
And even some of them that sign up and just say, yeah, I mean, I like Rocky, but I'm not a huge fan. I just thought it would be fun. So they're still just looking at it as, a group of people getting together with a common theme of liking Rocky, whether it's a little bit or a lot.
Yeah.
So it's fun. And honestly, even after last year, I was on a high for so long afterwards, and I am every time. I just there's just something about a community of something that you feel passionate about, other people feel passionate about, and anybody you talk to, they could have a different response on why they like him, or why they're there, or someone else drug them there, but hey, they're back for another year because they loved it so much. So I don't know, I love it. Depending on wedding dates, my friend and I are planning bachelorette there, so we'll see how it plays out.
Oh, fun. Nice.
So we'll see.
Nice.
I'll have to get my preacher's license so I can marry you on the Rocky
I think
steps.
my dad was recruiting you, wasn't he?
Oh my God, your father was so. All right, so first of all, I want to say one thing. For 2 things. First, your brother.
Yeah.
I don't know where your brother went. I don't know what happened to him.
He only flew in for the proposal.
All right, I wanted to talk to him. Stacy, when I tell you this guy looks like he could bench press a Cadillac. This guy has traps and shoulders and biceps.
Big guy. Yeah.
This guy is he's a brick shithouse, okay?
Yep. He's a good guy to have in your corner.
No, he is a very good guy to have in your corner. I saw he was like a blur. He was like in back of me like the Tasmanian devil. I saw him like just talk to you very quickly, and I wanted to talk to him even more. So he's somebody I'm interested in. Is he a Rocky fan?
He is. Not, as avid as I am, but he enjoys the movies and likes them as well. Yeah.
Is he here in this picture? Is he?
No.
No. That's your dad?
Yeah, that's my dad, my mom and aunt and I. So that was the morning of the run. So my brother actually left a couple hours before that. So like I said, he flew in with us and then left early Saturday morning. So that's my parents and I. Nice. I can send you one. I have one of him and I.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll flip
her dad was such a joy to talk with when we were sitting there in the front window, just relaxing and just, I don't know. He was just telling me about his highs and lows and designing restaurants and all types of things. It was really, really awesome talking with him. I just think he's such a lovely, lovely guy. Your mom, your aunt come over a little later, and it was all just, it was great.
Yeah.
I just had the best time, but I couldn't believe I'm sitting there thinking to myself, 1 year ago, we were all hanging out at the director's cut of Rocky IV. I mean, Jesus. Where does the time go?
I know. It's crazy. It really is. But yeah, it
It's
was fun. It was a great, and like I said, seeing you at the market too was like the
that was so great.
yeah. But
I
we were
love
getting
that.
ready to leave later that afternoon. I'm like, oh, good, we got to see Mike once more.
And I said, I'm pulling away. Jess, tomorrow, 5:00 tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny though, because even last year when we were at the steps again, we saw you at the bottom.
Yeah,
you were doing a tour with oh gosh, I can't remember her name, but it was Burgess's daughter. Yes.
Oh, Annie.
No.
Annie. Yes.
Annie.
Yeah.
Right. Small world, right?
I know.
That's Stacy. Take us out of this moment. Bring us back. Give us a 30,000-foot view of everything. What's your thought so far?
I love that he understood that your now fiance, congratulations, it's so exciting, understood the spot, the moment, the words, you know what I mean? That right there, if it didn't mean that much to you, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even have crossed his mind to do it that way. So he knew how much Rocky means to you. He's like, I am gonna make this as special and as meaningful to you as possible. And that says how you exude, you know, Rocky, the Rocky attitude and so forth. And he's like, I'm pulling Rocky into this moment that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all about you. I love that. I'm such a girl, but I
loved if I could say one thing about him, I loved his air of comfortness when it came to you and I talking, because you and I, we were like laser locked on each other talking, right? Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys can get intimidated and like, hey, you're looking a little too much of my girl. Okay, back away. But because I don't know, Jess and I have this really cool relationship, and she's just easy to talk with, and you know, he was so cool about us being friends.
Yeah,
I said, here's a guy he's good. He understands this. Meets my seal of approval, which means nothing. No, it means nothing. It means nothing. Yeah. But I'm glad you got a guy like that.
Thank you. I'm very lucky.
He's so sweet, and just the pictures and the big smile. He does seem like a real sweetheart. The other thing that we tried to do, I put out a little post saying who's going to the Rocky Run, and in the meantime, I did get a bunch of pictures. You were able to meet up with a few people in our bubble. And I just wanted to show this picture, which is just a riot. Here is Tornado Tony.
Yeah, he lives about 10 minutes from me.
Does he?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's close.
Yeah, and, I stood with him for a while in the statue line. We got to talk quite a bit, so that was nice. That picture I love.
I love that.
So loved it. And then we picked up Tony D here. So you guys got to get together. And so I was like, oh yay. This is the hardest part. I want to get all of us into the same room one day, which is something we do talk about, Mike. This has been suggested to us about 4,000 times that we have to do a Rocky Files something someday. Cause I just, listening to you two talk, and now you guys have gotten together twice. I'm like, oh, I got to get fun. I gotta put aside Stacy, money so I can get there more often.
Before you know it, it's going to be the spring, and you're gonna be here with your husband, your parents, and we're gonna have a great time. It really is. I mean, we're just it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see it all.
We're gonna do a whole Rocky episode from the Rocky Road. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. Listen, before we let Jessica get out of here and go back to her life, is there anything you want to ask or tell her?
Jess, no, thank you for coming on. You and I talked a long time ago, and actually, I think we talked a while ago. It was during the director's cut, and you knew you were coming. I said, you know what? Let's plan for after the Rocky Run, and who knew that you were going to have the proposal in there as well. And I'm just glad we waited, so you could tell us about the Rocky Run and share such a special moment. And you're adorable. You're a sweetheart. And you are, as much as you love Rocky, you also have that Adrian thing. I do want to do an episode one day just of all of our female guests and everything, and what the Adrian factor is, and you have that strong yet soft sense about you that
Oh,
to me
thank
is
you.
obvious. So you have a very nice combination. So I was so glad you came on to be with us.
Thank you so much. That
You're
means
welcome.
a lot. I
Oh,
love watching you guys, and I appreciate you having me on. And
oh yeah.
thank you for being a part of what an incredible weekend again I had. So I appreciate you more than you know.
Oh.
Jessica.
Uh-oh.
I always get a little nervous.
First of all,
Is it getting hot? No.
you are literally one of my favorite humans on this big
Yeah.
blue marble. I adore you. I told
Thank
your
you.
your dad, your mom, your every. I just think the world of you. I
Thank
really,
you.
really do. But I knew that on our tour together when you said it from. We were talking about Jeeps.
Yep.
There was something about Jeeps. I remember a conversation you and I had about Jeeps.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, there was just something. You have a very infectious personality. You're just a lovely person.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You're very welcome. The last thing I would like to ask you is 30 seconds in an elevator with Sly. What do you tell him?
You know, I thought about this because I could go different ways with
Right.
this. But honestly, I think now after, last year meeting him, I honestly think I would just thank him and tell him what it meant to me that he did go around that car door and acknowledge me as a fan, as a person.
Yeah.
More than anything, because I think one, that would have an impact on him to know that I recognize that, and then for him to I know we didn't quite touch on this, but for him to then the next day bring up our conversation in a
Yeah.
podcast he did,
Yeah.
it proves even more that he listens to his fans and he appreciates that, and he holds that dear, close to him as well.
Right.
So I think that would be it. I think I would thank him for that moment that we shared, because it didn't have to go that way, but he allowed it to.
Yeah.
That is a very succinct, beautiful way to go with it. I agree. And yes, there was a podcast, just like Jess said.
Yeah.
He did do this interview podcast thing the very next day, and he referenced
Mhm.
Jessica in that moment
Mhm.
and what it meant to him and how he understands what it means to fans.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the many things that makes Sly one of the best guys on the planet.
Yeah.
Jessica, thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
part of this.
Thank
No,
you.
no, we appreciate this
Great job.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank
I
you.
can't-
I appreciate you guys.
I hope you do the Rocky Run next year. I cannot wait
I'll
to
be
see
there.
it.
Unless
Okay.
I'll
Great.
be there.
I cannot wait to
Might
see you
be
in
a
it.
bunch of other girls with me for that bachelorette, but we'll be there.
Oh, fun.
Bring them. Bring them. Until then, keep
Keep punching.
punching.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jess.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right.
Jeez.
Come on.
Come on. So nice.
I mean,
wow.
and she's
Easy.
like, come on. She's like one of those perfect humans on the planet.
I
She's
know.
just,
Yeah.
she's just a good kid.
Yeah.
I there's nothing negative about her.
Yeah.
She's just, I don't even know the words that I want to say. Endurable. She's just someone who, I don't know. She's just easy to get along with, easy
Yeah.
to talk with, and I don't know. She's all right.
I don't something's happening to the world, and I feel like we don't look at each other. You know what I mean? You just walk around, and she's that person that will actually stop and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, can I help you with that? Oh, you know what I mean?" She
Yep.
has that
Yep.
extra goodness about her.
She does.
Where everyone else is just walking by the homeless guy or not holding the
Right.
door. She's looking, and it matters to her, even in a split second. If she can do a little good
Yeah.
thing, she's the person who's going to do it. You can feel that about her. I love that.
Yeah,
You know?
I do too, because it makes the rest of us better.
Yeah.
It just makes the rest of us better.
Yeah.
And on top of everything else, we never really got to talk about this, Stace, but we might as well on the way out.
Mhm.
The Rocky Run.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. The Rocky Run.
11,000.
11,000.
11,000. I couldn't believe it. I want to tell people to go back to Tony DeGennaro's post. He did some
Yeah.
beautiful videos. We were having a
did.
little hard time getting the videos over to me, but go over to what is it, Sly Stallone Philadelphia. I'll put it
Yeah,
up here in the
yeah.
banner, but go look at his posts. He
Yep.
captured the vibe of
Yes,
the run. It's
he did.
so cool, and the number of people and everything he said, he was right on. 11,000 people coming
Oh
together.
yeah, oh yeah. There is no Matt Damon, Jason Bourne, I don't know, fight,
No.
espionage weekend, okay? But there is the Rocky weekend. There is no Star Wars weekend, all
Right.
right?
True.
But there is a Rocky weekend.
Right.
And this is the thing. I just can't get over the fact of how much this character of Rocky, this simple, broken down boxer past his prime, has continued to influence
Mhm.
this planet
Mhm.
all these years. I am eternally grateful to Sylvester Stallone and my best friend Rocky. I really am.
Yeah. Well, he hits emotionally. I mean, not to say that Star Wars isn't good or Jason Bourne isn't good, but there's not the emotional connection or the realness.
Right.
I don't know. There's a million things I could say. You've already teased me about how long my 30 seconds in the elevator would be. There's so much I would say. I could never do it in 30 seconds. But, she said it. Jess said it. She's like, there's so many moments from Rocky that you can insert into your life, whether they're big moments or even
Yep.
just the littlest moments. That is what has always blown me away. You have a little bit of guidance, and almost like almost like an advice series, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know what
yeah.
to do. And then you see a Rocky moment or scene, and then all of a sudden you like, oh, okay, I know how I'm going to handle this now.
Exactly.
That has happened a million times.
Or it's that, or it gives you the motivation in your mind. In other words, when you're ready to quit, when you see a
Yes.
Rocky scene, it says, all right, don't give up. Before you give up, you can give up. It is your right
Mhm.
to quit. It is your right.
Mhm.
But before you quit, have you given it your all?
Everything.
Have you given it every single ounce that you have to give to this cause, whatever it is that you're working or fighting for?
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's so many times to me, it's wait a minute, Mike, a little more in the tank. A
Yeah.
little more. Just give
Mhm.
it. You know
Mhm.
why, Mike? Because when you wake up tomorrow morning, instead of waking up with a heavy heart, you're going to wake up saying, I didn't accomplish it, but I gave what I had. So I
Yeah.
don't feel bad about it. I can live, I can learn and become better. And
Mhm.
that is what this character of Rocky just give me a shot. Give
Yeah.
me a chance to try.
Yeah.
And all around the museum, all right, you've got
Yeah.
this big, you have these giant speakers that keep playing the Rocky
Oh,
music.
yeah, nice.
So you're running maybe a half a mile, like before the art museum. You've
Mhm.
got Burning Heart. Then another speaker is playing Eye of the Tiger. Then as you come around the statue, you're playing the Rocky theme or Going the Distance or Fanfare for Rocky. You hear this. You've just ran 11 miles and you're dying, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
no, you hit the finish line, but you don't stop at the finish line. Then you
Yeah.
run the Rocky steps because the finish line is right there at the Rocky steps, and then
Right.
you turn to your right and you go up those goddamn steps, and
Mm.
you own it.
Yeah.
It is you own that,
Yeah.
and I watch these people do it, and it's just brilliant. 11,000 people, Stacy. Where can those 11,000 people plus more find you?
I am at Had Me at Yo on Instagram, as well as the Rocky Files on Instagram and on Facebook at the Rocky Files podcast. And Michael,
Well,
what
you
about
can.
you?
Okay, so I did this little book. I wrote a book a few years ago called "Cue the Rocky Music," and there it is right there. You can go to Amazon and buy it. You can go to BarnesandNoble.com, wherever they sell books. It is there. You can find me at the Yo Philly Rocky Film Tour. It's a little tour I do in Philadelphia, where it's as our mutual friend Larry Brem says, it is a Rocky experience.
Yes.
Larry, I am finally at the point I may go on the website and change it before
Oh,
the year
yeah.
is out. I think I may change the Yo Philly Rocky Film Tour experience. experience.
I love it.
I think I'm going to add that in there.
Mhm.
And the last place you can, you can find me at TikTok, the Overfully Rocky Film, or I'm sorry, Instagram, the Overfully Rocky Film Store. And there seems to be some newfound love for me on TikTok. I have complained about TikTok for the last year. All right. These people have beat me up. They have put me through a mulcher. They have just dissected my body. And now something is happening where
Nice.
there's a newfound love for old Mike. So you can
Good.
find me at TikTok Rocky on TikTok. So there we go. Oh my God, the freaking pretender. How did I forget this? One of my best friends, Jimmy Toscano, a director, a documentary filmmaker from Detroit, did this little documentary about me. Check it out on Amazon Prime. You can check it out on Peacock TV, Tubi Television. It's all over the place. Google it. Link in bio here. You can check it out. Check it out. It's awesome. Stacy, we've done another episode. 56.
56.
Keep
punching. Bye.